The Earth is a place full of mysteries. So much is happening on the Earth that you probably aren't even aware. From the question how the enormous rock that makes up England's Stonehenge got there, to the lost city of Atlantis that submerged into the sea at approximately 9600 BC. Here are 10 bizarre discoveries that scientists can't explain. Let's begin with number 10, the Antikythera Mechanism. Did you know that Greeks in history had computers as well? I guess, sort of. They employed an early analog computer known as an Antikythera Mechanism, which they owned to forecast astronomical events. According to Mental Floss, the first of these items was discovered in 1900 on a sunken Roman ship that is thought to have sailed the 1st century BCE. But it wasn't until the 1970s that researchers began to appreciate its value and attempt to understand the intricate mechanism. The Antikythera Mechanism has bronze components, triangular toothed gears, and rings that are all connected to, what we believe, foresee the future. Nobody has identified the user or this thing's purpose though. Number 9. Fairy Namibian Circles. The Namib Desert in southern Africa has some rather bizarre phenomena. The area is covered in circular spots where grass or other kinds of plant life won't grow. What's strange is that a halo of healthy, lush grass frequently surrounds these desolate rings, ranging in diameter from 2 to 15 meters. The strange spots, technically known as desert grass formations, have earned the moniker fairy circles due to their magical appearance. These are the equivalent of natural crop circles, and scientists are baffled by them. Number 8. The Lost City of Atlantis. Nobody is sure if the island of Atlantis is natural or just a piece of fiction. Atlantis is referred to as a likely legendary nation by the History Channel, while many historians believe it was once a real place. In his dialogue, Timaeus and Critias, Plato discussed the strong empire that formerly ruled the island and claimed that it submerged into the sea at approximately 9600 BC. Some have compared the Greek island of Santorini, which was once destroyed by a volcanic eruption, to the lost city of Atlantis, because it is a well-known tourist destination. But the narrative still doesn't make sense. Number 7. Earthquake Lights. Lightning indeed. It is a UFO. Oh my, there are earthquake lights. When no storm is brewing and occasionally there isn't even a cloud in the sky, these unusual flashes shine a light on the darkness. Earthquake lights can appear in patterns and hues, such as gliding blue orbs or flashing green bolts. These lights, which differ from lightning in that they originate from the ground instead of the sky, frequently appear before an earthquake. This was before the disastrous quake in Quebec in 1988, El Aquila, Italy in 2009, and numerous other earthquakes. Although they don't always happen, when they do, they frequently herald an impending natural catastrophe. But the reason for the enigmatic flashes is still a mystery to scientists. Number 6. The Shroud of Turin. Could Jesus' burial shroud be in the Shroud of Turin? Some say perhaps. The famous shroud is an ancient linen cloth with a picture of a crucified man. Although some people might find the face's original sepia coloring a little dubious, the image's black and white negative unquestionably bears a solid likeness to Jesus Christ, and in 1958, the late Pope Pius VII concurred. The only issue that remains is whether the linen is genuine or the creation of an exceptionally talented artist. The Shroud of Turin is currently displayed at Turin, Italy's Cathedral of St. John the Baptist. Number 5. The Hobbits of Flores. Researchers initially believed the 18,000-year-old remains of the Flores man, actually a woman, originally belonged to a miniature version of a modern human when found on the Indonesian island of Florence in 2003. According to Smithsonian Magazine, the size of the skull they found was less than a third of ours. Later research established that the bones belonged to a distinct type of archaic human that lived before the Neanderthals became extinct, called Homo floresiensis, and not a Homo sapien. They called the wild woman Hobbit after the character from J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings because of her diminutive size. Many skeptics, however, wonder how a humanoid with a brain that size could create the advanced tools they discovered nearby. Number 4. Stonehenge. Your back can start to pain merely from staring at Stonehenge's enormously stacked stone planks. Now consider how people in ancient times, even before the development of the wheel, hauled enormous boulders over hundreds of kilometers. The mystery surrounding this ancient location in Wiltshire, England, remains unsolved. This ring of stones is roughly 25 tons of heavy rock and is about 13 feet tall. Around 3100 BC, the people of the late Neolithic era began building these enormous constructions. Number 3. Naga Fireballs. Imagine the horror or amazement the first person would have had upon witnessing a bizarre lightning ball emerge from Thailand's Mekong River. Thousands of these unsettling orbs have been seen rising over the 300-mile stretch of ocean in this isolated region of Asia throughout the years. According to reports, they float up to 600 feet and then vanish. The Mekong's gigantic sea serpent, Naga, is believed by superstitious locals to be the source of the blazing red lights, giving the fireballs their name. However, scientists believe that they are brought on by deposits in the water that deteriorate and transform into methane gas, whose bubbles ascend to the river's surface and ignite when they come into contact with oxygen at the top. Number 2. Inexplainable, the Marfa Lights. Even though there isn't nearly as much water in the deserts as there is in Mekong, the Naga Fireball idea might also be used to explain the Marfa Lights in Texas. These spheres, according to reports, are a variety of colors and are around the size of basketballs. They have been observed to split into sparkle, dart, and hover. The Marfa Lights were initially reported in 1883 when a farmer thought they were Native American campfires when he noticed them while moving his cattle, but no ashes were discovered. Scientists speculate that the Marfa Lights may be created by gases rising from the desert swamps, just as the Naga Fireballs. Number 1. Underwater monolith in the Mediterranean. Off the coast of Sicily, a 39-foot monolith was found in 2015 by researchers. The strange stone statue was subsequently examined by divers who noticed several holes that had been bored into the monolith, indicating that it was genuinely artificial. The rock fragment they analyzed turned out to be 40,000 years old from the last ice age, when that strip of land that is currently 130 feet underwater was dry. It also didn't match the other rocks on the seabed that were around it. Therefore, it is evident that the inhabitants of the island constructed the recently discovered underwater pillar during the late Pleistocene. Oh my god, these 10 bizarre discoveries are just amusing. Which one did you find the most bizarre? Let us know in the comments section below. And also don't forget to check out our other binge-worthy videos showing now on the left and right side of your screen. See ya!